Hi everybody. Yes, Jack, but he's had a full day in his enclosure yesterday, and virtually today is disappearing as well. And sorry, I'm up and kind of opening the door for my dog, and my grandson ripped the piece of plastic off there, and a snake could fit perfectly through that, which is actually the cat door that I've never been able to use because of the fact that I've got snakes, and I certainly don't want them being able to escape out of that little door. And my snakes loving outside so much wouldn't think twice about heading on out there, and not because, wow, we can escape, but for the simple fact that they know that it's outside. Yeah, not to get away from me, guys. But yeah, I opened Jack's door because I was just doing his water bowl and checking to see if he's made any little mess, because I haven't been able to have them out. The weather has been pretty miserable. It's been warm, but yeah, I guess I could have got them out, but guys, you know, I've just been really busy, and I think if anything I've been rather exhausted, so they've been confined, and I wouldn't really consider this room confining my snakes either, at all. But I'm kind of liking Jack coming out over the day, just so I can keep an eye on that lump that is there. Of course, I didn't disturb him yesterday because it is the first day that he's been happy to actually stay in his enclosure. Of course, not my Lily. She hasn't liked being in, and she has spent so much time out. But would you like to have a look at how annoyed she's been this morning with me that she has annihilated her enclosure? And I will be fixing it up. I'll be putting new paper towels down for her even today, just because she's destroyed them so much in her little temper this morning at me. But you know, I had a doctor's appointment. Would have been a complete and utter waste of time me getting her out. And by the time I got home, and when I say a doctor's appointment, I got up at 6. Doctor's appointment wasn't until 9:30, but you know, I had my grandchildren arriving and so forth, so you know, poor Lily, sorry sweetie, and a little cold, you know, cooler in the morning, so she dipped out on that. And I thought, well, if you're still at the door, and you know, I mean, I was, and you know, if you know me, I was telling my Lily off. She was totally pushing her nose in, you know, at the side here of the door, trying to, of course, push it open, which she can't because it's totally locked. And I was like banging on that door and saying to her, you know, quit it. You know, stop. You're going to end up with a sore nose, sweetie. And there have been times when I've put like a paper towel around that inner door to make it a bit softer, and her not, you know, rubbing her up and down the edges of the glass there. But she gave it up, and when I got home, she was, yeah, curled up there where she is right now and fast asleep. So I am not opening the door, guys, right now and straightening that up, as much as it's annoying me like you would not believe, because the moment I do, that's her cue to come on out. I did try feeding Lily last night, and she was not interested. I think this is the third time I've offered her something to eat in the last couple of weeks, and no, she doesn't want to eat, so that's okay. She doesn't have to eat. She's okay. She's not starving. She's not a thin snake that needs any food at all, and Jack isn't really ready to be fed either at the moment, so he can of course come on out, and I've got people sending me messages, and start of the week here, it's Monday. For everybody, a lot of you, it's Sunday still. How I wish. But my daughter and the two boys have actually moved into the unit. So yesterday afternoon and evening was the first time in 2 weeks that I've had pretty much my home back to me, and of course my foster boy, and it was pretty quiet. And I must say, guys, I had a terrible night's sleep actually. I just felt it didn't feel right. Them not being here, it felt strange waking up this morning and my little man's face wasn't appearing, even though Taylor did drop in prior to Noah heading off to school, which he does every morning. So I've got the bonus of I do get to actually see him, but as much as it was tiring and I was exhausted and all the rest of it, I miss them, guys. I truly miss them, and I think it'll take me a little while to get used to the fact that they're not here again. Even though I see them twice a day, you would think, well, how do you miss them? But I still can. Now, as for Jax Lamp and looking, which I've not done yet at this particular point, but and I know you're probably thinking, I know where it is, and honestly, guys, it's not altering, or from what I can see, it is not altering. It is visibly there, which you might be able to make out. It's not getting bigger, it's not getting red or swollen looking or anything like that. Jack, sorry if that's blurred a bit, I've kind of gone, yeah. Yes, of course, I'm still worried, guys. I'm still concerned about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Came out, came straight over to me, gave me a kiss, and I mean gave me a kiss, guys, and then continued on coming out. Of course, I don't have the camera. When he comes out and comes straight up to my face and gives me a lick fair in the face, and then it's like he's happy to then, oh well, now I'll continue on coming out. But yes, guys, I am worried about it. I don't really know what else to say about it at this particular point, except that it's not getting bigger, and it doesn't seem to be bothering him at all. If it were an infection, by this particular stage it would be swelling more with the infection and becoming red and more, as I said, more swelling associated, and that isn't happening at all. But I wish it would just go away and disappear. That would be really good. So yes, I need to have an ultrasound done. That's the end of the story for me, because one way or another I will know, hopefully, what it is, or they can stick a very fine needle in there and try and get some fluid and actually test it, to see what it actually is, if it is fluid of some description. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to be bothering him. So yes, and snakes are, and people be aware that snakes are very, very good at hiding. If they're not well, they know they become vulnerable. If they were out in the wild, which of course my guys aren't, but very vulnerable if they act that there's something wrong too. So they will hide any illness for a long, long time. And sometimes, you know, that's when it's too late as well. So it's not your fault either. Does not mean you've been lousy as caring for your snakes at all. Trust me, it does not. They are good at hiding symptoms. You just have to be, I think, if anything, very tuned into them and know them from the, you know, tip of their nose to the tip of their tail. Know their behaviours, and yeah, that daily behaviour and what you know them to be like, so that if something, you know, like this lump has appeared, I can look at his behaviour, even if it's slightly different. You know, is he acting different? You know, the only difference that for now that Jack is being, of course, is looking for Lily, and that to a certain degree is also starting to slow down. My Jesse has gone into shed. His eyes are a little bit blue today, so he's not at his door pacing, wanting to come out either. We are getting to that point of where that lump would be for Jack, and I will see if it's visual, and you know, it's around this particular area. He just thinks that I'm tickling him at this particular point, so he lifts himself up. That's not because it's sore or anything either, but yeah, he seems fine, guys. So just a little bit of an update with my boy today. You know, I put up a video today, which won't be today when you're watching it, of course, or had watched it, of me taking him outside for some fresh air. It does get rather stuffy inside, and especially over summer. Okay, Jack, let's just see if there's any visible sign of this slump, which, you know, there isn't, guys. It's not like, and it's, yeah, it's just not stand out, hit you in the face slump. That's the thing, but I can see it. So as I said, he seems all good. So an update, guys. That's all today. I've watched a lot of live streams today, and they were all great. Really enjoyed them. I'm trying to think of the first, but TGH, the Genetic Hunters, great stream with platinum, and of course then went over to John Feely, enjoyed that stream as well. Great group of people, all hanging out together, all having a chat, all enjoying each other's company. So if you haven't seen these guys or their channels, go and check them out. Catch up with them, say hello, introduce yourself. Really great people. They really make my day, to be able to just have a chat. And you know, we don't just chat about our snakes as such. We chat about lots of things in our lives, and it's wonderful to do. And especially for somebody like myself who, you know, I feel kind of isolated in some ways when it comes to my reptiles, but I feel a part of the community and welcomed as such. So you go check them out. So anyway guys, that's it with Jack. I'll say goodbye for now. You take care of yourself, your family, your friends, and all your animals, but your snakes. Ciao.